Hey, what's up, and welcome to my corner of the internet. So, before we get started, can you please like, comment, and subscribe? That would be much appreciated. I got goals around here, and I'm trying to achieve them, and you'd be helping me along with that journey. Please and thank you. So then, boom, I'm watching an anime that, you know what, I was surprised about. I knew I liked it, it had the ingredients that I would definitely enjoy. It's honestly kind of funny how, this anime just fit my vibe. It fit into what I liked. It had everything that was going for it, and just off first glance, even though I didn't really read the manga, it lets me know that I was in safe hands when I started watching this anime. And the anime that I'm talking about is so I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Gleipnir? You know what? Who cares? It's on the screen, and you saw a little bit of it. This is basically a 13 episode. This is written by San Takeda, and it has the studio that did it is like Pine Jam, and they have a little bit of a history of anime that I've watched, and it's a not half bad little bit of animes that they've animated for. And this is an action, mystery, supernatural. It's a seinen. And when I tell you, this scratches the spots. This is one of those animes that could totally fit into the 2000s and 2010s and be perfectly within that genre of superpowers, fighting, just, that interwoven story where powers, the possibility of death, and wishes coming true. How many anime have we seen that are just like that? And what Gleipnir brings to this is pretty excellent writing. When I tell you this anime has some really decent writing that isn't that flimsy, I just think, one of the detracting factors about this anime is that ending was completely rushed. But let's just say up until, the last episode, everything was pretty much smooth sailing, and the writing was not falling apart, and everything kind of made sense, and it had the reveals that are classic to seinen, where we're just having our perspectives flipped around, different characters' motives come together, and a lot of the themes of Gleipnir feels very Shakespearean at the same time, which was incredibly interesting because I didn't know this anime had that bit of depth to it. Our story basically comes from our main character Shuichi Kaguya and then Claire Aoki, and Shuichi is hilarious. He is the standard small loser boy, but for some odd reason he turns into a monster, and he turns into basically a mascot, and he's empty on the inside, which, spoiler, but not really a spoiler because you have no real context of this. And he gets invaded by, not invaded, but he has his partner, and it's Claire Aoki, who has a sister that is literally OP as hell. This isn't much of a spoiler. She just rips off Shuichi's head literally within the first couple of episodes, and I think that's kind of hilarious because it takes the wind out of the sails. One thing I didn't like about the anime, it seemed like Shuichi seemed so weak, but then he would go from being kind of strong, and there was no real power scaling. It was very weird sometimes, and the anime didn't I never necessarily felt like our main characters were strong, but they do catch a body. They do catch a body. This is a seinen. I like that. Let me just tell you, I like that. It was off rip. Claire did not care when she was inside of Shuichi's body, and she let it off. And I think that was one of the best details of this anime was it didn't mind being savage. Like, you know, like Mirai Nikki, where like our main character is just afraid to do anything. No. Not in this anime. Our characters are with it. They're ready to fight. And it's savagery. It is almost like barbaric what like happens to certain characters, and the ingenuity of Claire and Shuichi once they put their minds together is actually like formidable. Like they were like literally a threat. Like no funny. Like they were really a threat. So with all that being said, another thing that I liked about this anime, the sound design, the music they would put with the fights and some of the music for like the harder moments were definitely good choices. Like I felt like energized when I heard some of the music to the fights, especially the first fight where like Claire and Shuichi are fighting against a girl who has like the powered up arms and legs. Like the music choices, like it felt like I was hearing a bit of drum and bass, garage, and a good bit of other things. Like the sound design was very solid. So if you are not interested in anything else, I think that's one plus about this anime that is worthwhile and watching. And also, getting back to the main points of the story, I loved how Shakespearean it was. It was very theatrical, and our main villain who we get introduced to basically towards the end, which I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that we didn't necessarily know who our villain was until the last like 2 to 3 episodes, and his reasonings for what he did, very misguided, but it kind of made sense. Like I kind of felt Kaito, like I kind of felt him, like being misdirected, not really knowing, miscommunications as like teenagers brought him to do something terrible, but he was literally just trying to rectify something. And he ended up, not going to spoil it, but he ends up killing someone that he didn't necessarily think he needed to kill. And the use of the alien's powers, and very well the alien is like a third-party instigator of all these things, but at the end of the day, he's just an alien. He just granted people's wishes, and with that being said, he kicks off basically this hunt for his like comrades that are basically coins, and these coins go into a vending machine that basically gives powers. And then when that's all revealed of how this all came about and how our story was so interwoven with all of our characters and also our main character in some of his failings to like understand what's going on in the world and why he's a monster, it all was very well written. Like I can tell you, like they came up with a story that was very much so, it felt like a revolving door, and the anime very much so showed it well. Gleipnir is actually a surprisingly well-written anime, and I cannot say that enough. Along with its action scenes, along with its ability to be just an interesting story that I just didn't necessarily know I needed at that moment. But I enjoyed it, and it was an easy watch of 13 episodes until the 13th episode, and like after like 15 minutes it like totally went downhill because I was just like, oh, this is ending. And it definitely needs a season 2 because like what the hell was that ending? But with all that being said, you should definitely watch Gleipnir. It is not a bad watch, seriously. If you are interested in just something quick and easy where you just enjoy the ride and you're definitely just gonna have a little fun with it, and you're gonna accept that that last episode does nothing for you, then this might be the anime for you. Anyway, I appreciate you so much for watching. Please go check this out. This is totally worth your time. Peace, take care, be well, and enjoy your Friday.